guys, it's Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. As you can see by the title of today's video, today we are talking about The Monster Squad.
Monster Squad.
1987, directed by Fred Dekker. Now, I just want to start off by saying I literally cannot find words to express how much I adore this film. I remember once being an unassuming little 5-year-old girl perusing the aisles of Blockbuster Video, always being captivated by the horror section, specifically because the horror section always had the movies with the coolest covers. One day, I spotted a little movie called The Monster Squad and was just so attracted to it basically just because of the poster. I rented it that first time. Well, my mom rented it for me. And then it quickly became probably one of our most rented movies for the next however many years Blockbuster was in business. I cannot tell you how much I love this movie. It was the perfect gateway horror for me, even though at this point I was already watching way more brutal stuff, let's be honest. So this reaction and review today is gonna be a very fun one. I must warn you though, similar to my Lost Boys video, the reaction part of this video is gonna be like 90% of me just quoting the movie. And just completely geeking out because this movie was my entire childhood at one point. And it just takes me back to a simpler time with warm, fuzzy feelings. So if that sounds like fun to you, keep watching. We'll geek out together and then talk more about the film in the review part. But I don't wanna babble on for too much longer in this intro. Let's watch The Monster Squad. It's gonna be a good movie when you see that tri-star white horse running towards you. This is the movie I always associate the tri-star logo with. So I've seen this movie twice at the Alamo Drafthouse. It's always a blast to see on the big screen. I highly recommend it if you ever have the chance to. And it always sells out like pretty fast. Understandably so. It's freaking awesome. Looking real sharp. I'm so excited to be covering this right now. Like, you guys don't even know. Van Helsing. I remember that moment was the moment where it would go from a widescreen to full screen on the VHS tape. It's so funny, little things like that I can still remember.
Science is real. Monsters are not.
We don't know that, sir. The iconic Stephen King Rules shirt. I never had a shirt like that. I know that you can find them like on Etsy and other places. Never had the shirt, but I had a little pin that said Stephen King Rules on my backpack. Wore it all throughout high school and college. I love Horace. I hate how they call him that kid. I mean, this movie came out in '87, and while I absolutely adore it, it does have its little moments of questionable things, just like any other movie from the 80s. It doesn't ruin the movie for me. It's just that I'm a lot more aware of those things now as an adult than I was watching this as a child. Hey.
Hey, Rudy.
EJ. Leather jacket, smoking a cig in junior high. I had the biggest crush on Ryan Lambert as Rudy when I was also a child. Don't worry.
Watching us. Oh,
Scary German guy. I love Phoebe.
we should let him in on one condition.
Monster test.
I'm gonna check it out.
I'll stay here and make spooky sounds.
I've always liked these two guys, completely random and never shown again throughout the whole rest of the film, but they got a nice little banter going on. They're pretty funny. Frankenstein. Yes. So good.
To do the test deal. You're gonna piss him off.
I'm beginning to like this club.
Rudy.
Yeah. Not cool, Rudy. Not cool. I was always so jealous of their little like monster squad treehouse club. Always wanted a treehouse. Never got one.
Mom says you have to let me in the club or else it's prescription.
That's discrimination, jerkoid. Prescriptions is drugs which you're on if you think you're getting up here. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been allowed in their club because I'm a girl. When in actuality, I probably would have known so much more about monsters and other horror stuff than any of these little boys. So.
Wash up for dinner, guys.
And that's actually the mom from The Goonies, which is funny because this movie is often compared to The Goonies, which I guess I can see in moments, but the Monster Squad to me just has straight up more horror elements to it than The Goonies. This also came out the same year as The Lost Boys, but this is definitely geared more towards like tweens, kind of like The Goonies was, whereas Lost Boys was more geared towards older teenagers and young adults. I love all of those movies, by the way. Like, what a time to be a kid.
Oh, come on, Dad, I'm waiting all year to see this movie.
Easy, pal. It's only a movie.
I love this whole exchange.
Oh, and he always returns from the grave. If they blew him up, put his head in a blender, and mailed the rest of the pieces to Norway, he would still return from the grave.
That was part 7. I've always really liked the relationship between Sean and his dad. Also, can movie tickets be $5 again, please?
It's a full moon, and I'm a werewolf. Take it easy. Werewolf, you don't understand. You gotta lock me up. You gotta put me in a cage.
I'm sure cops get these types of calls all the time, honestly. Also, one of my favorite fun facts from the whole movie is the actor playing the Wolfman is Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite. Freaking amazing.
2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
I freaking love that cut. The mummy in this movie always creeped me out, like more than the other monsters did, even though it probably was the most harmless besides Frankenstein's monster. This is such a great sequence where we see all the monsters together. They all look so good. Ah, the Gill Man. Can't forget him. 80s electricity, you can't beat that. And they all evil laugh together. We ate this up as kids, didn't we? Iconic.
Come on, look at my eyes. Look at my eyes. I'll think about stuff and you can tell me.
Listening to your parents fight, ugh, the worst. I love that it says interested in the Van Halen diary. Dracula, baby.
What?
There's a monster in my closet.
Oh, I've always loved this.
Okay, monsters. Ooh, look at that big, scary monster. Ooh.
It's so stupid, but so great.
We're the Monster Squad. Since when? Since now. What's a squad?
It's like Miami Vice,
Miami
I think.
Vice, I think.
How does that dog get up here anyway?
My heart. Okay, but check out Horace's fit with the two-tone shorts. I'm obsessed. Unfortunately, the actor that plays Horace passed away a long time ago, fairly young. Sucks.
Time is almost up. It's your last chance for pie.
Thanks, Mr.
I love that. I love finding out that scary German guy is actually just like the sweetest old man, welcomes you into his home and gives you pie and Pepsi.
Not an odd-looking thing, don't you think?
Scary
German guy's bitchin'.
So the thing 100 years ago? Tomorrow night?
Just got real.
You sure know a lot about monsters.
Now that you mention it, I suppose I do.
Damn.
You're a riot.
You guys!
This is arguably like my favorite moment of the whole film, where Frankenstein's monster kind of joins the gang. I'm just gonna call him Frank from here on out.
Would ya look? It's okay, you guys. He's friends with us.
Come on, don't be chicken shit. Phoebe and Frank. And that whole scene at the end, if you know, you know.
Gary.
Okay, getting a little bit emotional already. Also, that is my favorite shot of the whole film. It is so good. The shot of them all walking away with Frank. It's just so wholesome and beautiful in a very understated way. That's usually the first shot that comes to my mind when I think about this movie. This shot and then the shot earlier with all the monsters doing the evil laugh. It's just so good. Yes. Rock until you drop. Dance until your feet fall off. My favorite 80s montage. Making silver bullets in shop class, preparing to save the world from monsters. F***ing iconic. And I know I'm not the only one that still bops to Rock Until You Drop on a semi-regular basis.
You want to ask me about the hood ornament?
What about the hood ornament?
I thought you'd never ask.
I've always loved this guy too, the dad's partner. It's just another thing that's so great about this film is that even the side characters are so memorable. The dad's partner, Eugene's dad, the two guys earlier in the plane. It's great. Yes, I love a transformation scene.
Thanks a lot, Pete.
What, Eugene?
Creature stole my Twinkie.
We just wanted to know.
Yeah, this whole thing sucks.
You guys are sick.
There's a space on the bulletin board right between the prom committee notes and the football roster.
That's a crime, my dude. Listen, I'm not gonna be that upset at a few problematic things in a movie made in 1987. Can I admit that it's shitty? Yes. Do I still love the movie? Of course. No, not Frank. Okay, are we all ready for the most iconic line in the whole movie? Because it's coming up.
Kick him in the nose! Kick him in the nose! He doesn't have nards! Do it!
Wolfman's got nards.
Come on!
And history was made. And I've always loved these vampire babes. Dracula's ladies, they're killing it.
Look, she a virgin? Why don't you put it on the 6 o'clock news, you little shit?
Yeah, she is.
Perhaps we should all go back to my place for some pie.
I'm with scary German guy. Cherry, please. This scene always creeped me out as a kid. Like I said earlier, the mummy always freaked me out the most. See you later, Band-Aid breath. Are you guys having as much fun as I am? Dude just shit his pants, undoubtedly. I would have too. Meeting adjourned.
35, sit back up. Hurry it up.
Oh man, that guy was awesome. A shame. You know it's real when the parents find out.
Don't kick the church, it's religious!
Flocked is what it is.
Fine. We'll just have to do it right here.
Like, really religious, Sean. Why don't we just go over and do it at Burger King?
Where you going, Rudy?
I'm in the goddamn club, alright? Sorry.
My God.
Oof, that always creeped me the hell out too.
Hey, asshole. You look.
Hell yeah. But of course that's not gonna kill him. Silver bullets, boys. Silver bullets.
Are you absolutely sure that she is...
You're not a virgin, are you?
Well, Steve, but he doesn't count.
Doesn't count!
Poor Steve. Bang. There you go.
Let me in, EJ! Let me in!
Good for nothing. Come on, King.
tourists.
Yes. Oh, I love that shot of him. So freaking cool. Oh man, I love this freaking movie so much.
Peter?
Pizza? There we go. Ayy. Van Helsing. The thumbs up gets me every time. I'm obsessed. Oh no, we're at the part. I hate this part. That scene always used to get me as a kid, and I'm a full-grown woman now, and I'm still tearing up at it.
Can somebody tell me what the Sam hell is going on around here?
Well, we can't, sir.
Who are you?
With the Monster Squad. Y'all, I will save you all the secondhand embarrassment and not include the footage of me rapping along to the Monster Squad rap. But just know it's happening. All right. Okay, you guys, that was the Monster Squad. I hope me quoting the movie so much wasn't just like the most annoying thing ever, but also I did warn you. So, but yeah, let's unpack this cult classic a little bit more. The plot is pretty simple. We have a group of monster-obsessed kids who have to end up saving their town from Dracula and some other classic monsters such as the Gill Man, Wolfman, Mummy, and Frankenstein's monster. So this came out in 1987, just a few weeks, I believe, after The Lost Boys came out, and it was also a pretty early PG-13 rated flick. The Goonies had been out like 2 years before this, and you know, they're often compared to one another. But The Goonies was rated PG and was a bit more family friendly, I think, than the Monster Squad. So unfortunately, I think all of those factors combined just kind of contributed to this film not doing very well upon its initial release. It definitely caters more towards the Goonies aged audience versus the Lost Boys aged audience. But a lot of those younger kids just couldn't see this film because either they weren't allowed to by their parents or their parents didn't want to go with them. And then you had the much older kids going to see the much more mature Lost Boys, which was rated R. This film was just kind of like in the middle. It was kind of more of a tween movie and it just didn't do that great. It wasn't until it, you know, was released on cable and HBO and then home video and just these other means, you know, word of mouth, that it really started to gain its cult following. Like I mentioned earlier, I first discovered this movie at Blockbuster. I was drawn to the cover because the cover is freaking awesome. That was already in like 1999 or like 2000. I can't remember specifically, but I've just loved it ever since. And of course it had a little resurgence for its 20th anniversary and then again for its 30th anniversary. And I'm so thankful that I live so close to an Alamo Drafthouse because I got to see this twice in theaters. And it's just such a surreal experience rewatching an older film that like you loved as a kid on the big screen, like as if it were a new film. But yeah, you go to one of these screenings and not only do you see all these adults, like grown-ass adults, geeking out over this little monster movie from 1987, which no judgment at all. I am one of those adults. But a lot of these people have their own kids now and they're exposing their kids to the movie for the first time. And it's just so awesome to see. I literally cannot wait to do that with my own kids. I'm so excited for that. But yeah, this film just has a very dedicated fan base and it's just so special to a lot of people. And I could honestly probably tear up if I start to think about it for too long. But yeah, let's talk about the monsters in this movie because they are simply incredible. So the monsters in this movie were created by Stan Winston and his team. They couldn't exactly design like exact replicas of the classic Universal monsters because of licensing issues. So we have our classic monsters, but they're like a little bit tweaked. They're a little bit more 80s. I think they look fantastic. I've always loved them. The mummy always creeped me out the most. The lady vampires, they're fabulous, but they always creep me out too. Monsters are just really important because if your monsters don't look good, like if they look too silly or something, then the movie is just not going to be as effective. But they nailed it in my opinion, and the special effects as well are really well done. All the monsters feel really unique and special. I love that the kids befriend Frank and just the whole camaraderie. And I feel the same way about the kids as I do about the monsters. The kids are also all very special and unique. I've read some reviews before that kind of say that the kids in this movie are not memorable or special or unique, like, you know, compared to the kids in the Goonies, for example, and that they all kind of like blend together. I couldn't disagree more, honestly. I never had a hard time differentiating the kids, even when I was watching this as a kid. Rudy was probably my favorite because I had a crush on him. And then my next favorite is probably Phoebe. I'm not gonna rank all the kids. I love them all. This film just has so many iconic quotes that have stayed with me for my whole entire life. Of course, Wolfman's got nards is like the quote from this movie, but also some of my other favorites include, "See you later, Band-Aid breath. Come on, don't be chicken." And "Creature stole my Twinkie." Also, "I'm in the goddamn club, aren't I?" There's just like other ones too that I'm not gonna list them all because I probably already quoted them in the reaction portion of this video. So, and there are also some questionable moments. Like I mentioned earlier, there's some not so nice slurs. The whole blackmailing Patrick's sister is not good. The kids calling Horace fat just sucks. We can chalk all that up to being the 80s, I guess. There are also some other things that don't really make sense or that just feel rushed and unexplained. I know that some stuff was cut, but like the mom just randomly finding Van Helsing's diary at like a yard sale. Frank being transported in a World War II plane. And of course the whole virgin thing, like the virgin having to be like a girl virgin, because it's not explicitly stated. It's just kind of assumed that it has to be a girl. None of these things really matter, like at all. They don't affect the movie at all for me. It's still such an enjoyable film. They're just things that I notice now watching this as an adult that I didn't necessarily notice as a kid. They don't really matter. But yeah, the Monster Squad at the end of the day is just so endlessly enjoyable and fun and special and just takes me back to a much simpler time. Oh, and the soundtrack freaking rocks. Like, are you kidding me? Rock Until You Drop? The Monster Squad rap at the end? Come on. Unmatched. Nostalgia is one hell of a drug. I'll tell you that. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely had a blast talking about the Monster Squad today. Tell me your thoughts on the Monster Squad in the comments below, and I'll see you in my next video.